Hey everybody, I'm live and I'm talking about Shedeur Sanders going to the Cleveland Browns with the number 2 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay. When Shedeur had his pro day, just about a day later, there were reports that, well, the Tennessee Titans canceled their meeting with Shedeur Sanders, and that means that they're going to pick Cam Ward. And then there are all these speculations about Shedeur Sanders not being taken by the Browns at number 2, which is ridiculous. And oh, like this one, how far is he going to fall? People in media who don't want Shedeur Sanders to succeed have gone out of their way to present half truths, stupid takes. So you listen to this and you would think, hey, Shedeur Sanders had his pro day, and the Browns weren't there at all, and they want nothing to do with him, right? And so, as opposed to, well, the truth. The truth of the matter is that the Browns had the owner, Jimmy Haslam, is at his pro day. Yes, Jimmy Haslam was at his pro day. Kevin Stefanski was there, as you know. Andrew Berry was there, the GM. The assistant GMs, Glenn Cook and Kat Hickman, were there. The executive vice president, J.W. Johnson, was there. Offensive coordinator Tommy Rees was there, and quarterback coach Bill Musgrave. They were all at Shedeur Sanders' Colorado Pro Day. You don't take basically your entire coaching staff on the offensive side, plus your central head decision makers, to that kind of performance just a couple of weeks before the draft if you're not intent on taking him at number 2. The Browns are going to take him at number 2. I'm convinced of it. At first, when they sacked all their black quarterbacks from last season, I thought, oh, these guys are, a little nutty upstairs here, maybe a lot nutty. And I still think that that was the dumb thing to do because Jameis Winston had a bongo year. Can't look, get this. Comes in, doesn't know their offense, plays in a scratch offense created by Ken Dorsey, who was fired by the Buffalo Bills the year before, is made to sit until what, the 8th game? And then they didn't even bring Jameis in. And I talk about Jameis, I know the subject matter, but look, they brought in Jameis 8th game after putting in Dorian Thompson Robinson ahead of Jameis Winston, who has more experience than DTR, because Deshaun Watson was injured. And so what does Jameis do? He proceeds to play at his high elite level of passing game in an offense he didn't design, complete with plays and a coach, Ken Dorsey, who had this strategy. Hey, look, I'm going to have Jameis throw for all these yards, and I'm not going to coach him well in the ball control passing game because I don't know how. So I'm going to basically cover up my ignorance by having him throw all over the park. And if he gets an intercepted, I know he's got a brand that he throws interceptions. So I'm going to let that brand work for me. And so therefore, if he doesn't do well, I can just say, well, he threw a lot of interceptions, and that's it. When the truth is that Jameis Winston's best year in the NFL was 2021 with the New Orleans Saints, 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, folks. That's it, okay? Sean Payton got the best out of him because Sean Payton doesn't play stupid ball. That's why Zenny Abraham, put out a press release saying that Ken Dorsey should be fired. All right, back to Shedeur Sanders. There's no Ken Dorsey there to screw up Shedeur Sanders at the behest of the Browns or anybody, and because I think it was a plant job anyway. There's Tommy Rees, also offensive coordinator, getting his first stint out, which to me is kind of like, you're going to bring in this rookie. He really knows a lot about the game. Put him up against Tommy Rees, who basically not too long ago was a quarterback. You better make sure these guys get along, all right? Regardless of that, they're going to take him at number 2. I'm skeptical that I think Shedeur will do well in Cleveland. I don't know if he will do as well with that group. The wild card is his relationship with Tommy Rees, because I think Tommy is too young to be in a situation as offensive coordinator to be able to deliver a competent game plan without giving up some control to his rookie, who really is super smart, which is the other thing. The reason why you hear so many stupid takes about Shedeur Sanders is because he's confident, and I don't care what anybody says he's black. There are people to this day, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, have problems, plural, with black men who are intellectually confident, as opposed to the, oh yeah, what's up, man, and all this other stuff, okay? The problem is that kind of idea of how someone black is stupid, and it's racist. And it's practiced by people who say, oh, I'm not racist. Yeah, you are. Look, this is how it's going to go down on the 24th of April, on that evening. It'll go either way. Either the Titans pick Shedeur Sanders first, which I still think can happen. All right? I don't care what anybody says. Just because the Titans have suspended their meetings doesn't mean that they didn't meet with Shedeur before. It doesn't mean they're not doing their homework still. Is Cam Ward an outstanding quarterback? Hey, yeah, he did. He came back against Cal. I'm still mad at him. But Shedeur Sanders has the best percentage passing in college football last year, and I believe the best of any quarterback in their career. That's a stretch. But 73, 72% is basically a statistical sure thing. That's Shedeur Sanders. That's what he brings to the National Football League. You're going to be excited to see him play in an offense where he doesn't have to worry about getting sacked a ton, hopefully, Tommy Reese, okay? And an offense that is well coordinated, hopefully Kevin Stefanski, because according to reports, this is a one and done year for Kevin if he doesn't produce a trip to the playoffs. So that's got to happen. That's got to happen. And you mean to tell me that you're going to rely on Kenny Pickett as your quarterback? Don't make me hurl. I mean, seriously, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. The bottom line is that if it'll go like this is my 20th straight NFL draft, being credentialed to cover it on site. Hopefully I make it. But my point is, regardless of the credentials there, I get all the information right now. Let me tell you something. It'll either be Cam and Shedeur or Shedeur and Cam. Nothing else. That's what's going to go down. That's what's going to happen. And both will do exceptionally well in the National Football League. You can bank on it. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark NFL News by Zenny62.com. By the way, we're looking for sponsors for our NFL draft coverage. Check out NFL News by Zenny62.com. Inquire within, that means email me or call for questions. I guarantee you our innovative coverage will positively and quite often present your brand in association with our coverage of the National Football League draft. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube. And remember, again, bookmark NFL News by Zenny62.com. That ends this broadcast. Thanks.